Hey y'all, it's me, Missy, with Rusty Acrylics.
And it's me, Rodney. Y'all can't see me yet. Oh, yeah, we got some stuff going on in the background.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the nesting tables, and you can see that I already started playing with them because I was getting impatient. But what we're gonna do is paint the base of them black, paint the top of them white, and put that paper that I played with on Wednesday. We're gonna put these on the top of the table. So are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so today I'm just using Caviar. It's Dixie Belle. It's black. These tables are not old. They have a sticker on the bottom of this one that says 2013. So they're nothing super old or anything like that, but I definitely think that they need an update because I'm not a fan of the orange. So what we did was scuff sand them up, and that's another reason why I started playing with it, because I wanted to make sure that my paint was going to adhere to it good. We scuff sanded up, cleaned it up really good, and that's it. So now they're just ready to go. So what I'm going to do is paint the base of them black, and I'm going to paint this top part in cotton to put my decoupage paper on, and then there's a good chance that I am going to brown wax it because I really like the way the paper looks with the brown wax on it to make it look a little bit aged, and it won't be so bright. We'll see though once we get the paper on. But this lip right here, because I'm not trying to have as much wrinkles, and it is tissue paper, so it is a lot thinner than rice paper, I am probably just going to go through and cut this piece right here black. So that's where my image will be, and then this piece would be black. That's my goal anyway, so we'll see. It might change. I have a tendency of changing up how I do something halfway through it. But I say it all the time, the furniture will tell you what it wants you to do. So these are really easy to paint, and I'm using the zebra round brush, right?
Yes, zebra round.
Yeah, the zebra round brush. So it works really good for like the spindles and stuff like that. And I was painting something the other day. Yesterday I was painting it, and I completely forgot about this brush until Rodney reminded me about it. And I was like, I should have been using it the whole time. But whatever. We figured it out.
That we did.
So it is, it works really good for the round stuff. So I do like it a lot. And this black is one of my favorite blacks. So I'm not going to cut in this part yet. I want to decoupage the top of it before I cut in the top. So we're just going to leave it on there. And then here lately I've been like really focused on when I do a piece like this, like I'm going to do these 3 tables, I also want to be able to stage it up in my booth. So I also pay it, like I'm always looking for something that I can put on it. So I do have a picture frame that I have that I'm just going to put a print in. It doesn't need to be redone or anything. It's like brass, and it's really pretty just in its natural state. So I'm just going to, we'll put a picture in it. And then I have 3 candlesticks that we will paint up. I really want to use a darker color for them because I think it'll go well with the colors that we're going with. So I'm going to use Gravel Road for that. So once I get all of these painted up and going, we'll swap over and paint up some candlesticks. So by the end of the video, we should have all of the stuff done and ready to stage up so that way it looks really good.
Yes. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Jay. Margie, good morning.
Good morning.
Margie said I've been sitting here waiting. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Hey, Margie. Hey, Catherine. Or Kat. Sorry about that. Jay said I'll be checking in and out. I'm at work, so I'm down like a flat tire. Margie said my furniture stay away from me.
Yeah.
Tina said good morning.
Good morning, Tina.
And Karen wants to know why the round brush instead of the flat brush.
It really is easy to go around the spindle. So normally I do a flat brush, and then the way I do it is I just go like this. But the round brush kind of just allows you to get into it without messing up your bristles, and it just keeps you going all the way around, and it wraps in a smaller section versus the flat brush. So the flat brush, I would have had to go like this, and then I would have had to go like this. Like, it would have been a constant thing. And then it allows you to go. It's just smaller, so for a spindle, it works better.
And the bristles are kind of tapered too.
Yes, they are.
Because it's actually designed for spindle painting. So that's what the zebra, it's designed to help painters paint spindles on staircases and stuff like that. It's actually made for that purpose. So it works really well. And I can't believe halfway through yesterday, I completely forgot that I had this brush. Because that's one thing that'll stop me from painting a chair is the spindles. Because it's hard. It's hard to paint spindles. Good morning, Donna. Hey, Penny. Penny's saying hi from North Carolina. Hi, Penny. Hopefully everybody's weather's holding out pretty good. Yeah, we've got some wind. Yeah, here it's really windy. Nothing crazy yet. Nothing crazy yet. So. Karen said thank you for answering the question. Seems like a neater, cleaner process. It actually is. And I'll have those brushes online at the end of the day, I think. After the live stream, because I didn't have a picture of them. Does the round brush come in that box kit? I think it does come in a box. So I got these box kits that came in, and I'm getting ready to put those online too. So you get all 5 brushes that's made for refinishing furniture. So I believe it's got the triangle brush, which is this one. And this one's made to do coves and beads. Kathy, whoa, when she got up, it was negative 34 this morning. So you weren't kidding when you said it was going to be that cold. Yeah. Karen, it's negative 2 where she's from. Wow. With a high of 16. Ugh, that's what we got coming towards us. And we just don't do well in that kind of weather. No. That's not our thing. Look, we can't even drive during that kind of stuff. Mm-mm. Because that's like how Monday and Tuesday, right? Like that's where we're just sitting and waiting to see how it's going to be so we can decide what to do with the store. Because when it's that cold, it's dangerous here if there's sleet and ice mixed into it. And then people aren't going to come to the store because nobody gets out and drives in that mess. And you don't really want them to. No. You don't want them to, and you don't want to put your employees at risk. Right. Which Monday and Tuesday, the employees at risk would be me and you. Yeah. Because we work the store Tuesday. Well, yeah. If it was going to freeze today, it'd be Emily and Kat. So we'd most definitely shutting down pretty heavily. Right. We shutting down way less when it's just me and Missy at the store. Yeah. As opposed to Emily and Kat. Because it's like, well, we can also work. And we're responsible for our own safety. Yeah. So there's also things we can get done. So this is a triangle brush. I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but it's made for doing coves and beads. So like if we're painting this candlestick, for instance, we would use this and see how it grips around it goes around the bead and the cove. Because it's not just triangle, it's also tapered inwards. It's a really neat brush. But it's one of those this one, I know for sure this one comes in the furniture kit. And like I said, I just got them in, so I'll take some photos this afternoon and get those posted online this evening. Especially if this round brush comes in the kit, then that kit is very well worth it because you'll have all the brushes. Yeah, you get the Palm Pro, you get the finishing brush. Yeah. You get the round brush, you get the triangle brush, and there's one more. And it's designed just for furniture painting.
Yeah, you'll have all
well, you could use it for other stuff, but furniture painting would be its specialty.
To have all of them in your
Margie
stash.
said it's coming here too. Karen said, bless you. And Donna said, God bless you. God bless you guys too. Be safe.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in the negative 34s and the negative 2s.
Okay, so I'm just going to take this table off.
So black paint is a little different to use when you're using it over the top of a lighter color. In this case, it's going over the top of like a sage, dried sage color that has a white base coat. So,
well, and this is the original finish too. Like everything on this is like I said, they're not old. They're from 2013. That's what
and they're enameled, so enamel's really easy to paint over. How much is the brush kit? Let me look it up real quick. I have the pricing chart on in our OneDrive, because you have to price everything the way that you're told to price stuff like that. Let's see. Where did I put it? Here it is. So the 5 brush kit is $49.95. It includes 5 brushes. They are the narrow trim and molding brush, which is it's like a square brush that's tapered upwards. It's an unusual look, but it's a pretty neat brush. It comes with the round surface, and it comes with the round brush, the triangle brush that I just showed you guys, the Palm Pro, which is what Missy usually uses. Yeah. And then it comes with the standard square brush, that one's pretty neat too, because it's chamfered at the edge. So like I don't have them here. They're still at the store because they came in day before yesterday.
I can't remember, but yeah. They're still at the store.
They came in this week, and I hadn't had a chance to fool with them yet.
Right.
But looking at the one, because I had ordered them individually and put the ones out that we had, the individual ones. But so the square brush is like this one, except for it tapers back along this line here. It's pretty neat.
The round brush just gives you, it allows you to get a smooth finish on a round surface, and you don't always get that with a flat brush on a surface like this. But it's still really good because it still allows you to paint very smoothly on the flat surfaces. Because so this section will have 2 coats on it now, because this is where I first started painting and let it dry.
But yeah, and
it's really smooth. I can already tell. Which Dixie Belle is a good self-leveling paint too. But still, a brush is important.
Yeah, a good brush. And for the price point, Zebra it makes fantastic brushes. Because we have a lot of Dixie Belle brushes, like the Dixie Belle Flat, which the Palm Pro is the equivalent to that. The Dixie Belle Flat brush is what?
Can I do this? Can it still be seen like this?
39. I'll move the camera. You're good.
It's just easier to paint it like this. I
think the Dixie Belle Flat, which is the equivalent of the Palm Pro, the Dixie Belle Flat alone is $34.95, I believe. We don't have it online because sometimes the brushes are sold out, so sometimes it's hard for me to get them. I'll tell you how much they cost you. Paint brushes, paint. But every time I've ordered brushes from Zebra, I've always gotten the entire shipment. So it's been really good experience. And they're made in America too, right? I believe so. I know Dixie Belle brushes are made in America, and Purdy brushes are made in America too.
Right.
But Purdy's, Purdy's are really expensive as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the brush that Missy uses, called the Mini from Dixie Belle, is $30.95. So we searched and we found a alternative. We've been using zebra brushes for a long time, back when they only had the
I'm pretty sure I still have my original zebra brush, but
yeah,
you probably can't tell it's a zebra brush
we do.
anymore.
So the way we test brushes is we want to know if bristles come out, and if bristles fall out, that's a problem. That's why I don't like anything like DIY Arts Mainstays. I don't like their brushes either. That's the Walmart brand, because they are bad about falling apart. Also, Harbor Freight chip brushes. Stay away from them. You can buy good chip brushes for like 75 cents a piece. We order all of our chip brushes from Dixie Belle Paint, and I think that's what they cost. We charge 75 cents for them.
I can't remember, but they are a good chip brush.
They're good chip brushes. The ones from Harbor Freight, I made the mistake, bought a whole box of them for a class, and the bristles were just getting on everything.
The only thing I'll use it for now is waxing, because you can get it out of the wax, but
yeah, and you can throw it in,
and then you can throw it away. So that way it doesn't feel like you're wasting it.
Margie said, I don't know that I've ever seen anything painted black.
Really? I paint stuff black all the time.
I should put my phone on a gimbal and just walk her around our house.
I paint stuff black all the time.
Most of yeah. I think we did one dresser that was black.
Black is my go-to color.
But here at our house, like the table that I made, the legs and the casing are black.
Black.
The TV stand that I made, which is it's like a console table that goes all the way across. Mm-hmm. I think I built it off of a model that goes behind a couch. What kind of table is that called?
A sofa table.
I built it off of the model of a sofa table. I just widened the base a little bit, and then she painted the frame black, and then I did the top in dark walnut. And then I built these truss shelves, and the legs on those are black all the way up the truss. Yep. Do I have to paint base to use the decoupage? Do I have to have a paint base to use the decoupage?
Well,
it depends on the decoupage.
Yeah, it does.
Depends on the colors. So if there's any white in a decoupage paper, usually that white isn't printed.
Right.
It's going to be the paper. So you're going to want to have a background that's light, that's
bright,
light color.
Bright gown, yeah. So like with this tissue paper, it does have a switch. In the last slab, I did my first base, I did it over white. And the second base, I did it over cobblestone. And both turned out really good, but they gave you two different results. One automatically was darker than the other. So if you're just trying to keep it bright, if you want it bright, then white or a very light white color like that will work best as far as making sure that your image pops and shows through and really stands out. If you were to decoupage, on top of this dark brown is really going to show through.
Yeah. More
so than, and then anything, any flaws will also show through. So when I go to paint this top white to put the tissue paper down, if I have like big heavy brush strokes, that's going to show through the tissue paper, because once the tissue paper gets the glued down to the tabletop, it comes translucent, which that's what rice paper does. Rice paper does too. It just becomes a little bit translucent.
Rice paper becomes a lot translucent, which is really cool. That's one of the advantages of rice. That's one of the curses of rice paper, and one of the advantages.
Right.
Is how translucent it becomes when it gets wet.
Okay, so I'm going to move this one
and depending on the bonding surface, you can actually make it stay clear in some cases. Donna said bristles falling out is so annoying. Yes.
It's so annoying.
And Karen also agreed. She said, yes, very.
Very, very.
Golly. What project was it? Was it the suitcase project where I had a problem with the bristles falling out?
Yeah.
That really...
I think I need to let this dry, and I'll go ahead and get these tops painted white so that can get dry into because I don't want to mess up I want my base to be really nice and smooth, but I'm going to keep on.
Right.
Okay, so for the top part, we're going to paint it white. So I'm just going to store my brush, because I don't feel like washing it right now. I'm going to store my brush in a Ziploc bag, and I just spray a little bit of water in there to help keep it wet so that way it doesn't get dry.
And if you don't have any Ziploc bags laying around, you can use a damp paper towel.
Yeah, that works.
Do the same thing.
And if it's going to be for a long period of time, you can just put it in the refrigerator.
I don't know if y'all caught that because of the sink, but if you do it for a really long time, you can shove your Ziploc bag with the moisture in it in the refrigerator. Typically, I tend to wash the brushes out.
Oh, I do too. But for like this, I don't want to wash it out.
No.
I just wanted to wash my hand. Okay, so for the top, we're going to use cotton. So that way I give just a nice, clear, clean background for the tissue paper to go on to. And I do think I am going to brown wax it just to kind of give it age. I think it'll look good with the brown. So I'm just going to use, this is the zebra brush.
Zebra Palm Pro.
Yeah.
Now that one is online because we use it so much.
Right.
And it came in first. Margie says she's really not done a lot of painting. She learned so much watching you.
Well, I appreciate you watching.
Brenda was fixing to say she stores her brushes in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Karen said the spritz of water / damp paper towel tip is a great one. It is. You can do it with paint rollers too. I learned that from a buddy of mine, Jimmy Swindle, when we were refinishing a room at a place that we worked at a long time ago, and that's what he would do. He would throw it in a damp paper towel over the top of the on top of the paint roller tray, and then stick it in a Walmart bag, and then we'd leave and go eat lunch, come back, and the paint would still be wet and good with no film on the top. I just thought it was so amazing. And like, I think acrylic artists, they make basically it's like a folio or I don't know what a plastic binder basically, but it's got a tray on the inside with a damp piece of cloth or a damp piece of paper that the water comes up through. Jay said, I'm back. I'm stuck in my truck for a little bit. It's raining cats and dogs. Just stepped in a poodle. In a poodle. That's too funny. I looked for those bottles, Jay, from Blockton, and I didn't see any. Angela Krause from the Crafty Halo said, hey, everybody.
Hi.
Little Treasure by Nancy said, hello, everyone.
Hi, Nancy. Okay, so
if y'all hadn't checked out Little Treasures by Nancy, she's pretty awesome. I actually started watching her first, by the way, because she was doing a bunch of crocheting, and then Missy started, because I was like, look at these cool things she's making, and so Missy was like, bam, watching them. Can I use Dixie Belle paint to redo my kitchen cabinets? They're wood but very old. I want to do them in white.
Yes, all of these cabinets that you see are painted in Dixie Belle chalk paint. Yep. They're painted in cotton or fluff?
These are all fluff.
Fluff, okay. They're painted all in fluff, and this is not even real wood. This is MDF, right? With that plastic that goes over it that they like heat shrink to it or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think it's called hydrofoil or something.
Yeah. So what I did, we obviously, we have 3 kids, so the plastic, it was just older and it just started tearing. So I just took my heat gun and heated up the casing that's on it and got it off, and then smoothed out any of the MDF that needed to. And it just, the heat gun really did just release the glue from the MDF. And then I primed up the MDF, and then I went through and painted everything in chalk paint. And then I came through and put 2 coats of gator hide on it, because now they're not 100% perfect, but it's MDF. So it's kind of hard to make MDF perfect. But it worked for what I needed it to do, because I couldn't afford new counters at the time, but I needed them to look better for sure. So, and
cabinets are not cheap when you go to buy.
They're
new
not,
ones.
And this is a lot of cabinets.
And when I was going to build custom cabinets, it was going to be expensive for me to build custom cabinets.
Now my bathroom, in both my bathroom, the master bathroom, and the kids' bathroom, this house was built in 78, and I'm pretty sure that was the original vanities that they put in, right? Yeah, I would think so. They're solid wood and everything. So all I did was scuff sand them up, clean them up really, really good. And then I used chalk paint on top of them. I did 2 coats and then just slightly sanded in between. And then I sealed them up with 2 coats of gator hide just to make sure that they're waterproof. And I did that. I painted the first bathroom right before COVID, so 2020. And then I did the second one a couple of months later. And so they've been painted since 2020, and there's not a flaw in them. Like, they're not peeling off, they're not chipping, they're not washing off. So the key is what you seal it up with. And at the kids, they get in the shower and it's just water everywhere. So the key is what you seal it up with. Is what your durability is going to be. So, but yeah, you can definitely do it. Chalk paint is just more forgiving. Like, it allows you to, if you make a mistake, you can sand it off. It's a process. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but.
And if you guys need a gallon of it, let me know in advance, because I have to order that, and it takes me about 7 days to get a gallon in. So then it would take another 2 days to get it to you guys. They do drop shipping, but it's way more expensive. It's just cheaper for me to order it, get it sent to me, and then send it to you guys.
So if you have a lot of cabinets, a gallon is worth it. And then you would have, if you ever needed to touch anything up, you would have it. But yeah, chalk painting my cabinets doesn't scare me. Even, look, the countertops in the bathroom sinks, it's contact paper.
Back leg.
Missed the whole thing.
Look at that, missed the spot. Yeah. It's okay though.
But yeah, like, I got marble contact paper, and I contact the whole countertop, because it didn't look good after I had painted the base. And for it's just a bathroom. There's nothing heat on it or anything like that, because my girls use their curling irons and stuff like that in their bedrooms. But even if you did, if you wanted to do the contact paper in your bathroom like that on your sink, you could get like a glass cutting board, because that's what I have in my bathroom. I have like a small, really pretty glass cutting board that just sits on the counter, and that's what I use to put my straightening iron or anything like that on. And it's just straight up contact paper, but it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, it looks like marble.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Okay, Karen said the counters look gorgeous. And Angela said I can use it on my cabinets too then. Thanks for sharing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Jamie said, wow, they're beautiful. Karen, Missy, you're such a neat painter. My pants would be speckled with paint right now. I'm a messy crafter.
No, I promise you.
This is years of practice, too. She's been painting furniture for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guarantee you there's going to be speckles of white on those leggings that she's got.
Yeah.
Kat says, I was thinking the same thing because she's painting a white shirt.
I do have a little bit of black paint on there. But I've also gotten pretty good at learning how to get chalk paint out of clothes.
Nancy says she'll keep that in mind when she redoes her kitchen, hoping this year.
Yeah.
Where did we get the squeeze bottles? Nancy, I got those from Amazon. Golly, let me find out because I tested a bunch of different bottles.
These are the best.
And these worked fantastic. So let me find that link real quick and I'll link it in the comments for you. Because
first ones are a no-go,
yeah,
but these...
The first 3 were no-goes. These were perfect.
Yeah, these were perfect.
Angela said, my knees hurt just watching you.
Yeah, I do have a cart.
She does. She has
that allows you to sit on it, and it allows you to like roll around and move and that kind of stuff. And it's at the store where I'm currently not painting at. So,
Jamie, for the cabinets, I recommend a roller.
Yes. Okay.
A cabinet grade roller.
Yeah, if you can get the cabinet rollers, they're foam. They're really good. And this is for chalk painting. If you use it for chalk painting, what you're going to want to do is take your roller to the sink and submerge it in water and squeeze it. And then you're going to want to wring all that water out so that way it's just like nice and damp. And the reason why is because those rollers will absorb, they'll just soak up paint, which is good when you're painting like with latex paint or something like that. But for chalk paint, that's just product that you're soaking up that you're never going to be able to get to. So I definitely start out with a wet foam roller because that's how you're going to get not absorb all your product, but get the nice smooth finish. I forgot all about that. That's exactly what I used. I used a paintbrush to cut in the details, and then I used a foam roller on everything flat. But yeah, so get it nice and wet. Don't allow it to absorb all your chalk paint, because if you do that, it'll just make you so mad because it's just chalk paint that you're never going to get back.
That is true.
Yeah.
Nancy, I just posted the link to those. That should work.
Let me get my last table.
Let me double check and see.
I like these bottles a lot. I will say the only thing is like when you first go to use it, that first squeeze might have a little bit of dried paint on it. So you just want to watch for that.
That didn't work, Nancy. Hold on just a second. I don't know why. I guess because they have all this extra junk attached to the thing.
And I kind of also
and the ID is too big. They're FIFO. I bought FIFO batter bottles is what I bought. FIFO squeeze bottle refillable. Let me see if I can find the share thing. I know on my phone I can find it pretty easy. Copy link. Let's see if that works. Or is it going to tell me that it's too big? Let's see if this one works. I got the short link. Yes, that one works. Thank goodness. I always forget about the short links.
I got too much paint on
But yeah, so that last link that I posted is good, and it links to the bottles. They're essentially batter bottles, but this brand in particular works because we've left it flipped over. No, not upside down. You leave them flip. You leave them up, and it's easy to wash the silicone off of the paint off the silicone too.
If you can think of it before you go to squeeze it, because like I said, it'll just be a little bit of trash, like the hard paint in it, but that's the only issue, and I always forget to clean the top of it off before I go to squeeze it.
But yeah, I just tested the short link. It works. The brand of the spritz bottle we're using, it's made by Dixie Belle Paint Company. Well, how much are they? The price is on there,
$12.95.
$12.95 is what they cost.
It's a continuous mister.
It's a continuous mister bottle. If you have one already for your hair, it'll work. I bought a couple of the cheap ones off Amazon. I had the mechanism fail after about 10 pumps. Yeah. But these so far have worked really, really, really good. And they are a little more expensive than the ones you find on Amazon, but we really love to have them. Jamie said, well, you've taken away all her fears about painting her cabinets.
I think it's really easy. I think it's just you clean them really good.
Yep.
Crud cutter, just a really good degreaser. Spray them down, clean them up really good. Make sure you get in any of the cracks or anything like that. Just make sure you spend a good day prepping everything. She said they're real wood, so just lightly scuff sand them up. Just 220 grit would be fine, and that's just going over it, wiping it all back down, making sure that the dust and everything is off of it. Getting that foam roller and a good paintbrush, cut it in, foam roll it, let it dry, go through with your second coat, because literally that's all I had to do was 2 coats. Go through with your second coat and then sealing it up. That's going to be your key to durability, is sealing it up. And then with any seal, you know, like, goodness gracious, cabinets wear and tear. Nobody's gentle with cabinets, or at least not in my house. So
no, because I'll kick them closed and stuff. So will Gavin.
Over the years, yeah, I'm sure there'll be flaws, but in 3 or 4 years from now, you could want to repaint them a different color, and that's me. Like I would want to repaint it. That's why I don't get
Tina
upset.
said, can I just hire you to do my cabinets?
Oh, no. That would be too much. I'm going to see if I can hit this black spot up real quick while my white is drying.
Angela says she grew up in a house full of painters and has remodeled a few houses, and she's nearly ready to try it again with our inspiration.
Well, good luck.
And then that last link I posted did work. I thought that one would. Donna said, Missy, after you do Tina's cabinets, can you do mine? We built the house in 78, and they are awful. Our house was built in 1978.
Yeah, that's when our house was built.
Yep.
Now, I mean, they updated it before we bought it. But these cabinets that are in here, because we have the original cabinets that were in the kitchen. The ones in the laundry room, they saved them.
You just peel that foil off of them and then seal up the MDF with a clear coat of some sort. We used polyacrylic as the sealer for that, right?
The MDF?
Yeah.
No, I just used a primer.
You used a primer? Okay.
Yeah. Built-in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did use a primer.
I just primed them because it's MDF and it absorbs. MDF will absorb anything. So I just used the primer.
Sharon, hey Sharon, how are you doing today? She says she's sorry she's late. She's normally at work this time. Tables are looking great. Sharon, on your order, you were supposed to get free shipping for your Dixie Belle because you ordered over $75 worth. So I'm going to calculate that out and then refund that, but I can't do it until I mark it as shipped. Is that okay? Because I'll refund, I think it was $25 is what it calculated shipping. That wouldn't have been correct anyways, not on that order. She said that is fine.
Good.
Okay. I was going to email you about it earlier. The only thing I'm waiting on is the wax. We sold all of our 4-ounce waxes, but I have a whole bunch coming in. So that should be in today or tomorrow on the wax. So as soon as I mark that order as shipped, I'll refund that shipping back to you and get it shipped out to you.
Painting the second coat is always my favorite because you can just see how good it's going to look. This is my favorite part about painting.
And just in case you guys are wondering about shipping, when you put stuff in the cart and you go to buy it, our calculation engine uses the post office prices as default, just in case I have to run something to the post office personally, because they're going to charge me full amount when I run to the post office. But I get discounted shipping, so 90% of products, like anything that goes in a box, usually you're going to get some form of your shipping back. So whatever it is, whatever the difference is from what it costed me and what you paid me for shipping, you're always going to get that back if there's a difference. Sometimes there's not. Like on the decoupage paper, I've trimmed that down a whole lot. So when you click ground saver or whatever, it's going to be 100% accurate on that. Because we've got that one down to a science, because I just played with the settings until I got it just right. Everything else just uses default weight and size. What paint sealer waxes would you recommend to begin collecting using Dixie Belle products?
Always clear, because you never can go wrong with clear.
Clear wax, clear coats. If you need waterproof, gator hide.
I have a tendency of using brown over black. But you can get the colored waxes, the brown wax, the gray wax, and the black wax. You can get those in 4-ounce little wax containers.
Yeah.
And that would last you a very long time because you don't use much of those at all. So, and they're always good to have in your stash for, to do, like if you're wanting to just do a little bit of shading and a little bit of antiquing, that kind of thing. But you're always going to want to start out with a clear wax because you want to be able to control your black and brown, your colored waxes, because it's chalk paint, so it's going to absorb whatever you put on it. So if you go through and you painted a piece white and you put brown wax on it, it's immediately going to change it and it's going to be harder to work with, especially if you're only wanting to shade certain areas. So you always want to start out with a clear wax and then work in your black and brown waxes so that you can control exactly how you want it to work with. And I forgot that's what.
that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she's saying, when you use the clear wax first, and after you go over that with the darker waxes, you can actually control it. You
can control it, and then
I've made a few mistakes in the past where I would wax directly on it with a black wax, and it would turn out not the way I wanted. You can use clear wax to work away the colored wax, but it's just always start out with a clear wax if you're going to put a color on it. Then as far as clear coats go, I have a tendency to stick with either flat or satin. So flat is flat. When you put a flat clear coat on it, it's after it dries, it's going to be like you didn't put a clear coat on it at all. It keeps the chalk paint look of the flat look. Yeah.
Satin is satin. So if you're wanting a little bit of modern and a little bit of sheen to it, then that would be the one to go with. I have yet to use the gloss, but I'm not a gloss person, so.
Nope, she is not.
That's not.
I painted something flat one time and sanded it and buffed it until it was gloss, which turned out It actually turned out really good that the table turned out gloss, though.
Right. Yeah.
We wanted it flat, and I did it, but then I buffed it when I was done, and it was gloss.
So, let's see. Yeah. But I would start out with, I always like to have a clear wax, brown wax, black wax, not really so much gray. I do have white wax too. That's really good if you're wanting, like when I do like a cottage kind of stuff, I kind of go with the white wax, and it looks really good on top of like vintage duck egg and stuff like that. So white wax, brown wax, black wax, those are the three I have. And I always, of course, have clear. And then as far as clear coat, like some things I clear coat versus wax. On my dressers and stuff like that, I like to clear coat those more so than wax them. And the good thing about it is too, like even after you've clear coated it and you're still wanting to do a little bit of the waxing to do the aging, you can still put like the brown and black wax on top of the clear coat. You let your clear coat dry, and then you can, use your waxes where you want it to be to give it an aged look if that's what you're going for.
Sharon said, no problem. I'm starting to stock up. I also subscribe to the monthly. Sharon, I probably had sent you an email about the monthly with your club member discount coupon code. So be on the lookout for that. Well, I think you used it on the order, so I know you got it already. So never mind. But yeah, they'll probably ship out on the same day, so I probably will stick them both in the same package.
So for this, for these tables, I would just wax them. They're small enough, and they're just little tables. Waxing would be what I would go with.
Tina says she loves the black. Her walls are like gray. They would look great in my house. Can't wait to see the decoupage on the tops.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, that's the part I can't wait to see too.
That's if I can bust out my heat gun in a minute and I can get the tops.
Margie said this is also interesting. I appreciate you explaining all of it.
Oh, it's no problem. And if you think of anything else, just ask me, because I don't always think. Like some stuff I just forget until somebody reminds me. I just do it out of habit. Like when people say like, what would you have in your stash? And I'm thinking, oh, everything that I'm like,
Well, we can't think about our stash.
Yeah,
from our
I can't.
Perspective.
I'm like, yeah, my stash is when I don't have something, I just go to Rusty Relics. That's what I did last night, because like my next table, and I don't always use all the colors, which, that's one of my goals this year, is to try to use more colors as far as, because Dixie Belle does have a lot. And then I have used some of the colors like antebellum blue. I used that a long time ago, but it was almost like a new color to me because it's been so long since I've used it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. These lives have inspired me to attempt a small project on my mantle decor, Kat said. Yeah.
Do it, Kat. It's really fun to me. It's a lot. It's relaxing. It's not really stressful, and it's chalk paint. So if it doesn't turn out, you just, sand it back down. It's no big deal.
It's fast to sand too.
Yeah,
Margie
it's not
said,
hard.
me too. Nancy said, I've been using Waverly chalk paint for years, but I wanted to try Dixie Belle.
Yeah, Waverly and Dixie Belle are two different things. You'll see a difference in the
hold the bottle up for her. Do you have an open bottle?
Well, I have black.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
I want you to show. Missy's going to show you guys
exactly
what you get with Dixie Belle and why we have to use Mr. Bottles.
Are you talking about the paint?
Yeah, how thick it is.
Okay, let me find one that's kind of full. Okay, so
we're going to do a side-by-side comparison for you guys, because this is a question we get all the time.
I have,
especially in the store. Why would I want to use this when I can just use Waverly?
Yeah. This is an 8 fluid ounce, and this is 8 fluid ounce too. So you're getting the same amount. I'm gonna try to open this.
Well, that's a pain in the butt to open.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta worry about it leaking.
Let's set that to the side. I gotta wash my hands before I touch my white paint.
Here, I'll open that.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Let's see. I need to, let me stir this out.
She's stirring now, guys. And yeah, we get this question a lot. So we're actually gonna show why we use Dixie Belle paint. You know, we used to use mud paint.
I've used a lot of paint.
For a long time. We've used some of the other well-known, more well-known brands. And
now this is thick too. And it could be because it's been sitting for a long time.
But Dixie Belle is really thick. It doesn't chunk up. It goes forever, which is why, I mean, she did all that painting with the caviar, a previous open bottle of caviar, and there's no telling how much is actually left in the bottle.
I actually have what I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, she's got a scrap piece of wood too, so yeah, we're just gonna do a quick demonstration here.
Okay, so you want me to go to that camera?
You can, because those are just drying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to a different camera real quick, guys. Overhead only, okay. Let me turn the light so they can see better. There we go. I have my aunt's shiffer robe that she's used as a closet way over 100 years. Would I have to sand it first if I use chalk paint?
I'm always gonna recommend that you scuff sand something, just in case of there's like any varnish, any thick varnish or anything like that. I'm always gonna recommend that you use a sanding pad and just go over the entire thing. And just give it a good, nice scuff sand. It doesn't have to be like anything major, but it also allows you to look over your furniture really good to see if there are any flaws that you're wanting to fix up or anything like that. So I cannot, you know, people say all the time, oh, just throw paint on it, it'll be fine. I always recommend that you go over it with just a scuff sand. And even those tables. You
don't have to break a sweat doing it.
No, you don't. It just has to be just going over it like that. That's it.
I mean, sometimes you could probably get away with a green Scotch-Brite pad or something.
Yeah, just something to go over it. Okay, so here's your Dixie Belle chalk paint. It's a really pretty blue color. Right. And then your Waverly is, which the brown is thick, and it could be because I've sat in it for so long, but this paint is not going to be a good comparison because they're two dark colors.
No, you would have needed to do two browns, I bet, to make it make sense. And I noticed you didn't do the same load with both brushes. So I don't know
how to really do a comparison. I can tell you that durability.
Well, to me, it looks like the Waverly's thinner.
It is thinner.
Because as you were laying it on, it looked a lot thinner to me.
Yeah, because it's already, you know, and then this.
Nancy said it looked smoother. That's exactly what it looked like on camera to me. Smooth. It went on smoother. And you got it done in less strokes.
The Dixie Belle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can stretch Dixie Belle a long ways because Waverly is actually an acrylic-based paint, where Dixie Belle is not. It's a patented binder that they use in their paints, which is why I think I got a question about freezing the other day. Yeah. I don't recommend you let your paint freeze, but I'm pretty sure that you can reconstitute. I've seen people reconstitute Dixie Belle paint by thawing it in the sink, or like quick thawing, and then stirring it as you thaw to keep the binders from separating. because, you know, on latex and acrylics, what'll happen is, so your Dixie Belle paint's already drying too.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell.
And the Waverly is still wet.
Yeah.
So that is one thing.
To me, Dixie Belle
you don't have a super
product.
duper working time with Dixie Belle unless you use a continuous mister, which really, it really enhances your.
And I'll tell you, when I said scuff sand, I mean like if you just have one of these sanding pads, right, and you just go over it like that.
Let me move my drink.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, scuff sanded. Some things need a little bit more.
And you'll be able to tell.
And you will. If it's super shiny, if it has a really thick, you know, but that's it. That's what I'm talking about as far as scuff sanding goes.
Yeah, and you'll be able to tell when you're looking at it. Oops. Whether you had to reset the camera there, guys. Sorry about that. But you can tell if it's plastic. 9 times out of 10, scuff sanding is not going to matter because you're going to need something to make it bind to the plastic.
Right. Like the next furniture piece that I'm working on is all like that.
Like Dixie Belle paint won't stick to our countertop, so you would have to use this. If you wanted to paint a countertop, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to paint your countertop with chalk paint, you'd have to use a product called Slick Stick.
Right. Yeah, that's why I like Dixie Belle paint so much, because I don't, I can paint in the kitchen and I can literally get it all up, because I paint on these bare counters all the time. You can see yesterday's paint on it, but I just paint, and then I will clean it up with water. So that's brand new too. And then it just goes on.
Now what is that? What is this color?
This is Gravel Road. Gravel
Road, guys. Gravel Road is a medium gray, I would call it, mid-gray.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
A brand new brush.
Brand new brush.
So when you get a brand new brush, guys, you got to beat it over the end of a screwdriver or any kind of round object like the end of another paintbrush, because you got to knock those initial loose bristles out. It doesn't matter. You could buy a Purdy and you're still gonna have to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah. I didn't beat this one. I straight up took it out of the package.
Angela, we used a paint the other day that's been sitting on our shelf for 3 years.
I just added a little bit of water, stirred it up really good.
So when you add water, we like to add distilled water. That way you're not adding any impurities from like the chlorine or whatever. Because you never know what's going to mess with the binders in the paint. But distilled water will not mess with the binder in the paint. Whatever holds all this together. So there's no VOCs, which is always a concern of mine. I don't like anything that puts off vapor organic compounds in the house. So that's where this works really good. Because some of the others will say low VOC, but it still kind of aggravates my sinuses. So I really, Angela, I don't know the shelf life because
it's really hard to say, because I've had some paint that I've had in there forever.
The blue one that she just used, she literally had to use crazy muscle power to open it up. That's how long it's been sitting after it was opened.
But it's very rare that I have paint just sit. I like to try to use it all up.
But our least popular colors at the stores are the ones that will open to test, because you'll see it start to separate at the top.
Yeah.
So that's really concerning, because I'm like, oh man, this is starting to separate. Is this bad? I'll shake it up and it'll look normal. So I'm like, we need to take this home and really look at it. And this one that she's using was actually in the store for at least 3 years, because it's got the original Dixie Belle label on it.
Yeah, that's how he can tell. I can't. I'm like, I don't know. And he can tell by the label because they changed it.
Sharon, we don't have any dedicated videos of exactly what all products do what. That is a plan for this year, though, because I've been wanting to teach people how to use. Okay, I do have one video that's designed for that, and it's the angel with the patina paint, because I wanted to teach people exactly how to use patina, because it's really, that's a real finicky one, and it requires you to know beforehand what you're going to be doing with it.
My next furniture piece that as soon as I get done with the 2 pieces that I have going right now, my next furniture piece is going to require me to use slick stick. So as soon as I get done with these 2 pieces and move on to the next piece, I would definitely show y'all how to use slick stick. And I will show you a piece of furniture that didn't get slick stick used on it and what it does after you paint it. Because like if you have, you know, those press board bookshelves, right? Usually everybody's got one. We have one.
We have like 3 of them.
You know, and if you're wanting to, they're not bad. But if you're wanting to give it some new life, chalk paint is the way to do it. But there's also a right way to do it. And I'll show you. In that video, I'll show you a piece of furniture that got just painted with no slick stick. And then I'll show you how to use slick stick with the furniture that I got to do. Because I'm really excited about it. It's just...
Nancy said she added water to Waverly and it got worse. Mm-hmm. Then she said, I like to use Waverly's antique wax. What is the Dixie Belle equivalent?
I think the Glaze.
I think their antique wax is, that's the, why is your camera not in focus? I think that's the one that's creamy, right?
I think Waverly's is creamy. I think it is like a liquid, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nancy, but I'm pretty sure the Waverly Antique Wax is a cream wax, right? Especially for the antiquing.
I'm going to use a glaze on these candlesticks because they have so much texture.
So Dixie Belle came out with a creamy version of their glazes. They used to be a more like old school glaze, like you could go to Lowe's and get, and then they came out with a cream version last year, and it's a really good, really good product. But I'm pretty sure the Waverly is going to be the creamy antiquing.
I like these.
I think the equivalent would be to the cream would be the glaze, and they sell a bunch of different glazes. I use a paintbrush with it. I use a cloth to wipe off the excess.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Leave it for.
Remember when Valspar came out with?
Yeah, Valspar.
Antique and glaze.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that Dixie Belle is going to be the equivalent to that is going to be their glazes.
Am I doing this the same way?
I don't know. Were you? That's a good question. But yeah, we find that Dixie Belle's pretty awesome because with the glaze you can use a brush, you can wipe it on with a towel. It's really creamy and really. It used to be thin. Now it's a lot creamier. You'll see when Missy starts applying it how neat that really is.
This might not have been how I originally wanted to do this, but it's okay. So this piece was primed in slick stick because it's just plastic, resin? What is it?
Resin.
Yeah. This is wood, and these are, I'm not sure what those are actually made out of, but this piece is resin. So needed to be slick stick so the paint would have something to grab onto. So with slick stick, you know, you paint it on. You can wait about an hour for it to dry, and then you come through and put your second coat on, and then you have to wait 24 hours. So you have to be patient. That's what I have to tell myself. But because it's chemically bonding to the surface.
Yeah, this is one of those you want to wear gloves with. You don't want to wash it down the sink either.
No, you can't. You should not. No, you should not.
Slick stick shouldn't be washed down the sink.
You should, and you should use a
cheap brush.
So you can just toss it instead of trying to fool with it. You would have to go outside to wash it because you can't wash it in your sink. So I always just use a cheap chip brush to paint it on and and then toss it.
And if you use a foam brush, make sure you use a quality one like by Gen Manufacturing.
Yes.
Not some mainstays from.
You can use a foam brush with it too, but like you said, because as you're using the slick stick starts eating up the foam.
Yep.
So a quality foam brush is much better than a cheap one.
Jamie says she loves that color.
Yes, I have a dresser in the store right now. I should have said that, but I will. That I painted the body of the dresser with this color, and then I painted. I'd sanded down the drawers and the top of the dresser. No, I painted the top of the dresser. I painted the whole body. I just sanded the drawers down and
restained them, right?
Restained them in dark walnut, and it looks, these two paired up. Those two colors pair up really nice.
And didn't May buy a dresser that's done the same way?
One time, yeah.
Margie says she bets that's beautiful.
It's really pretty. And then it was a pretty easy thing. It was an old dresser. Some old furniture, you know, it just has too much damage. Too much damage to try to restore. Like we have a desk that is, I imagine that in its day was an absolute beauty.
It's still awesome.
But it has a lot of damage that would be crazy expensive to fix.
Yeah, because it's a real wooden veneer, and the veneer itself is walnut.
Yeah.
But it's not just walnut; it's book matched. So if you book match is when they take the veneer basically and they cut the veneer in half and then they fold it out like that. That's what book matching is. So when you buy veneers that are book matched, they're wildly expensive. So like if I went to Woodcraft, it'd probably be $40 or $50 just for me to buy the veneer to put on it.
So it just drives the price of your furniture up. And if you're like,
if it gets too pricey, then it makes it unaffordable.
Yeah, for our purposes, you know, it's.
Jamie said we need a tour of your furniture that you have in the store.
Yeah, I could do a video like that.
Yeah, a quick walkthrough.
Yeah, I can't do it live, but because of the internet.
Yeah, so at the house we have fiber optic internet. It's outstanding. 1 gig up, 1 gig down. At the store, we have 6 megabytes, and that's just fast enough. Sometimes not even fast enough to process a credit card.
Yeah,
it's a real pain. Carol said, "Hello, Rodney and Missy." Hey, Carol, how are you doing today?
Hi. I'm washing a paintbrush.
Yeah, Missy's washing her paintbrush. So I don't have any scrubby soap online. But I'm gonna brag about this product, Scrubby Soap. We've been using it for a while. Dixie Belle bought Scrubby Soap out. It's right here's Scrubby Soap. Let me make myself bigger for a change. Usually I'm making Missy bigger, but I'm gonna make myself bigger.
I'm gonna heat gun these while you're talking about that.
Oh, it won't let me make myself bigger. Well, Whatever.
Because they're
I'm going to put it up under the overhead camera.
There you go.
So Scrubby soap. There we go. Scrubby soap is absolutely amazing. We use it for cleaning all of our paintbrushes. And this is lime. And we go through this. We go through a lot of this all the time. But it's a really, really amazing product. Sharon, the color we used on the smalls was Gravel Road chalk mineral paint. But yeah, so Scrubby soap, it's got like, it's infused with not just soap, but like citrus oil. And this one's lime. Lime's our favorite smell. But it's I don't know how to describe it. It gets the paint off your fingers. It gets the paint out of your brushes. If anybody's ever done an in-person class with us, this is what we clean the brushes with. And y'all might not have seen me. If y'all went to May's big event at Craft Acropolis last year when we were there, that's what we did. Carol, I haven't added it to the website yet, but you can buy it from us. I just have to put it on there because I ordered these by the cases. And we actually use them a ton. Not just for that. They even make a kind that makes your hands all soft and stuff. But we just use the ones that cleans the brushes. And they're absolutely amazing. But they... What's wrong?
My mic's not on.
Oh. Sorry about the dog barking, guys. You never know when she's going to do it. But yeah, I'll add the Scrubby soap. I need to do it today because I think I have 128 bars of it that just came in last week. But yeah, Dixie Belle brought out Scrubby soap at the end of the year last year, which is really cool. Because before I was having to buy it basically from a third party, and now I can get it direct. Now I can buy it from Dixie Belle because they bought them out. But it's a great product. I was really shocked at the use. Because who was it telling me?
So that's what we have a customer that loves Scrubby soap, but she'll tell you to keep it in the shower because it is the best thing to scrub your feet with. She swears by it. I keep a bar always by my sink. It's what I use to clean my brushes with. I use it to clean my hands after painting and that kind of stuff, and you just get everything. And it smells amazing. And then once you're, like, you showed them the Scrubby soap, right?
Yeah.
This is what mine looks like now. So as you go through the bar, you'll end up with a sponge.
Yeah.
After it's done with.
And the sponge is really handy.
Yeah, I actually
especially if you're getting out from under your fingernails or when you get paint that's just stuck on your hand.
Yeah, I actually have a few of them on the side. So I want to make sure that I have full coverage.
The only product that we don't really, we use it, but it's a 1-to-1 sale ratio. So what I pay for, it's exactly what I have to sell it for, which is either that or I have to mark it up a whole bunch because Dixie Belle tells me what I have to sell stuff for. And clean as a whistle. It's an outstanding product if you have stuff stuck on your bristles. But I don't have clean as a whistle on our website either. We don't really use it all that often because we've been using Scrubby soap to clean our brushes. So we don't have any built up.
Right. Clean as a whistle is it's oily too. Also I paint a bunch, so I never really my brushes don't get to sit for long. I mean, I'm probably painting at least 3 to 4 times a week,
if not more.
Yeah, so my brushes just don't have an opportunity to but it'll take any buildup or anything like that. And then my chalk brush paints are my chalk brush paints, paint brushes. I don't mix them with my latex paint or anything like that. So if I was to go to paint a wall in the house, I'm not going to use these brushes, just because I just don't want to mess up my brushes. So I'll just usually get a new brush, but it's been a minute since I've painted.
Yeah, thank goodness. It used to, it was like every 2 years we was painting the walls. So that's always super fun. Not for me. But who was it that asked about okay. Sharon, I know we were kind of partially answering this, and then we went off on the whole slick stick thing. We're looking to do a series of videos on just the products and their use, like Crackle, right? Everybody walks past it. Everybody wonders what it is. They pick it up, but nobody ever actually buys Crackle. So I want to do a video on how to use Crackle, just like I did for patina paints. I did that video on patina paints, and people came in and bought patina paints and the patina spray so they can give it that weird rusted look. And it's really cool because you can make a piece of plastic something look like vintage, a vintage statue. I did it with a bookend, angel bookend. It looked amazing. Yes, Crackle is an amazing product. You can put your base. It gives you that really old, chippy appearance.
Yeah, if you like primitive and stuff like that, Crackle is
Yep, Crackle's perfect.
Crackle's perfect.
We had a vendor that didn't like to use Crackle. He liked to use Elmer's glue instead.
Mm-hmm. It works.
It works, but when he tried Crackle, he realized, holy cow, this is the real deal. Because it worked that's exactly what it's designed to do, is make that look chippy and cracked.
Right.
We're going to do a video on sea spray, which is it's a paint additive, kind of like where people will add baking soda or cornstarch.
Oh yeah, so if you're wanting to get texture, build up.
Sea spray builds a heavy amount of texture. It's a really great product too. I used it one time. We were making these grunge style, very specific in nightstands. They were done in grunge style. I don't think I shared that video. We recorded it, but I ended up not liking the end result. But you know what was crazy? Somebody loved the end result and bought the thing. So I was happy because I didn't like the paint job after I had done it. It didn't look the way I wanted it to, but somebody else loved it, which was fantastic. But oh boy, my budget is going to be raised this year. But yeah, as far as White Lightning goes, White Lightning is a little different. It's harder to show you how that works. We use it so often just by default, but we can do a video on how to use White Lightning because it's a really good cleaner degreaser that you use. It's important to get it all the way off of whatever you put on it though. So like a rinse with a clean towel or rinse with a clean rag. Now I had somebody that I watched, and they took the furniture piece outside and rinsed it off with a water hose. I don't recommend doing that because if you accidentally sand it through in one spot, then that water is going to penetrate that wood. If you know what water does to wood, it raises the grain. So then you got to sand it again. So each time that wood gets damp, it raises that grain. You got to sand it. So she's trying to speed dry there with the heat gun. It's always fun. Heat gun can be the best tool in your arsenal, or it can be your worst enemy. For me, it's my worst enemy because I constantly burn myself with it, so I don't like to use it. But I usually just use one with when I'm working on electrical because I like to secure everything with heat shrink wrap. Nancy said her budget's gonna have to be raised this year.
Yeah.
Sharon said, me too, Nancy.
Yeah.
And I was putting myself on a limit this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do too. Put ourselves on a limit.
That's the problem.
I'm going to show y'all a sneak peek of the video that's coming out next week.
All right, I'm going to use...
Lighting's not great on those two pieces, but you get the gist. There's everybody's favorite green. It's not collard green.
No, this is English ivy.
English ivy.
English ivy, and this is Colonel Mustard.
And she's still going to paint the smalls to go with it.
I still have that.
So it's going to be
That's what
really
I'm working on. I had to push it out of the way.
Oh, and there's a little house over there to the side.
I come over here to look for my flat.
But yeah, that video is coming next week. We got to finish it up.
I'm hoping to finish that up today.
Yeah, if the weather holds out and we don't have to go close up the store, this will be a really, really good day.
Yeah.
Carol said, oh, wow, that looks great. We were worried when she first started putting the Colonel Mustard on there. We were losing our confidence in the color, but then it turned out a lot better. Angela said she loves the colors.
Oh, thank you. All right, so here's where I want to pay attention to make sure that, yep, it goes like that.
Yep, nesting.
And this one goes like that.
Yep.
And this one will go like that. All right, I want to make sure that my tables are all
also
going to go in the same direction.
Nancy, did you ever see that? I responded back to that question you asked about the camera. Our overhead camera is just a Logitech 1080p that we got at Walmart. Now, Walmart advertised it as being a 60 frames per second camera. It is not. It's 30 frames per second. This main one is a Sony ZV-1. I think they have, Amazon now has cheaper alternatives. Well, we got ours refurbished, which was way better price because, man, cameras are crazy. Now, for a side project that I do, I use a webcam made by Elgato. It's called an Elgato face cam. That thing is amazing, and it does 60 frames per second.
This is going to look really good, I think.
Are they going for retail, these tables? You going to sell these in the store, or are you keeping them?
Yup.
Yep, they're going to be for sale.
I'm going to sell them. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I just need to know if the camera is good. Because the
camera's good for the big one. I'll have to move it for the little one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it closer.
Because I'm going to start with this one.
Yep. And let me raise it up.
Do you happen to have... Okay, so here's the thing. It's tissue paper, and I'm going to use clear coat instead of Mod Podge because of how thin the tissue paper is. I want to, I don't want to risk ripping my paper so I don't want to use anything heavy. So that's where I'm going with the clear coat flat because it's a lot thinner and it's more lightweight. So my question is, do I want to just pour the clear coat and then put my paper down? Or do I want to iron on these papers? But the paper is so thin.
Well, if you're going to iron it on, you're probably going to want to use Mod Podge. I don't think the clear coat's the same. It's not an adhesive, so it doesn't get soft when it gets heated up.
So
I
just don't want my papers to wrinkle up. I want them to look like this when it's all said and done.
I think you're going to want to use Mod Podge and iron on for it to be wrinkle free.
It might be too heavy though, and I don't want to risk ripping my paper. Well, if I iron it.
If you iron it, you won't rip it as long as you put your parchment paper over the top. Are they, Margie said, yes, looks awesome. Angela said, can they be shipped? I think that the one is too big to fit in the largest box that I can reasonably ship. The problem with shipping this big stuff like this is shipping gets really expensive.
It's going to be expensive. It would have to be.
Because I think that's 24. That would be a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube box. And we'd have to ship it UPS to make it cheaper because postal service would be outrageous to ship this.
We'd just have to talk.
Yeah, we'd have to custom box it.
We'd have to custom box it and
then weigh it and see it
and
exactly
see if it is something that we can ship.
If you're interested in it.
Yeah.
Because we shipped a big lamp one time in 18
I've shipped before.
And I think we could box them up. It's just the shipping would be my concern. It'll be something we'd need a direct quote on that shipping.
Okay. So clear coat or Mod Podge and iron on?
I say Mod Podge and iron on. Because if you clear coat, it's not going to soften up when you heat it. Mod Podge will, because Mod Podge is an adhesive. We're at a crossroads here. She doesn't know what she's wanting
I'm
to do.
thinking,
Angela said, it sucks that I live in Indiana.
Right.
Indiana's a good place to live.
It is. But if you was closer, you just come and get them.
Yeah. It'd be much cheaper.
Shucks. Think. How do I want to do this?
I just told you, brush your Mod Podge on there, let it dry.
I don't want to use Mod Podge.
Then use clear coat.
I am.
But you're not going to be able to iron it on.
I am. And I bet I could.
It won't soften. It's clear coat.
I bet I could.
So Dixie Belle's, just in case anybody's wondering, Dixie Belle's clear coats are a polyacrylic. A lot of people don't know that. It is a polyacrylic, so it's water-based.
So I'm just going to...
Mod Podge with napkin on the wood trees. It worked great.
Yes. Mod Podge is really good. I'm not against it at all. I use it all the time. This tissue paper.
It's best for the iron-on method. I know that because polyacrylic's not going to get soft with the iron. Angela said, I'm in Indiana also. Jamie said, Angela, I'm in Indiana also. We need a road trip.
Y'all road trip it.
Yeah, May's having Craft Acropolis in June. So we got that going on. We're doing 2 classes there, right? 2 classes? Mm-hmm. 2 classes there. Or Missy is. One or 2, I can't remember. But it's going to be a 2-part event, I think, a 2-part class, because it's painting. Last year we did these cutting boards.
Let me see if I have what's that? Parchment paper, tinfoil,
and wax paper.
And is that not saran wrap? Nope. I don't got it.
You'll need wax paper if you're not ironing, because you use clear coat. Hashtag replay, good morning. Oh, we're still live, Judy.
Yeah, I'm still live.
I know it's rare for us to have gone this long.
So I'm just going to use this Ziploc bag, and I'm just going to firmly press it. And as much as I didn't want wrinkles, it's going to have a few because it is tissue paper. But it goes.
Judy said, I thought I missed you guys.
No.
No, this one's going a little bit longer than we expected, for sure. Nancy said, I live closer, Angela. Ready, set, go.
Ready, set, go. All right. Can you see it really good?
Yeah, you can see it. That's as close as I can get with the camera anyway.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure.
We can't see the wrinkles.
Okay, so right here, looks like I need to add a little bit of clear coat. There's that. All right, so what I'm going to do is let this sit for a minute before I have to go through and put the clear coat on top of it, but I do not think it turned out bad. So for this one, I'm going to do
that happens to me all the time, Angela. I'll be watching a YouTube live, and the next thing I know, I look over and the bar is not at the end, and I'm like, oh man, I'm missing.
All right.
Oh, hold on, let me move the camera.
Yeah, because I'm trying to work fast.
So that's one of the advantages of using Mod Podge in this situation is it has a longer working time. The clear coat does not. But at least the clear coat's much easier to pull back up. Carol said this is going to be so pretty, Missy.
Oh, thank you.
And Margie says, should we pray?
It's just because it's tissue paper, and tissue paper is not the same thing as rice paper. What I'm normally decoupaging on. It's still good though. I mean, it's not. I'm not upset with anything right now at the moment as far as how it's turning out.
As long as it's wrinkle free, she'll be fine.
But you're gonna want, like, a lot of people use saran wrap. I apparently don't have any saran wrap. That's how much I'm in the kitchen cooking or anything. So that's why I'm using a Ziploc bag. You don't want to do it with your fingers because your fingers are gonna grab the paper and tear it.
You said it was polyacrylic. Can you use that for glittered ornaments? I believe so, Nancy. The difference between Dixie Belle's their clear coats and Minwax's polyacrylic is the dry time. Minwax is a lot slower of a dry time, where Dixie Belle's is pretty quick.
It dries pretty quick.
Now that is the flat that dries the fastest.
Yes.
Satin dries a little bit slower.
A little bit slower for sure.
And then gloss is the slowest drying because obviously it's gloss. It needs to keep that wet look. What happened?
I dropped my paper.
Oh. But yeah, I think it would work for glittered ornaments as long as you put it on there and then you dip them. You could either sprinkle your glitter on there or dip it down in your glitter and turn it, which I think that would actually be pretty cool. Because what did you held something down recently other than decoupage paper, wasn't it? No, you ended up using art glitter glue.
Yeah. All right.
Now is that facing the correct direction?
Well, I didn't move the table.
Okay, good. I usually throw her off when I ask that question after the fact.
Yeah, after.
So I wanted to make sure I said it early enough this time. So what's the plastic bag for again?
To smooth and press my paper to the clear coat.
Okay.
You don't want to use your fingers because you know the clear coat's going to seep through the tissue paper. But and then you can rip it. You just work it. But don't overwork it because you can rip your paper.
Nancy said, if it's not a glue, how does it stick? That's a good question. What is the difference between paints and glues? I guess paints or clear coats in particular are just made to seal up a clear coat and create a water barrier, where a glue would be designed more like an adhesive. Though Mod Podge is made for dual purpose as a sealer or an adhesive.
Mm-hmm.
You can even buy waterproof. So I guess there's not much of a difference. I just know that
Mod Podge is thicker.
You could use a brayer for this part.
Yeah, you could.
And we don't even have a brayer here, do we? They're all at the store now.
My brayers might be at the store.
Yeah.
That's the curse of working in 2 different places.
Yeah.
All right.
Angela said, love the pattern on the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Missy did too. That's why she was like, hey, I need you to order this paper. I was like, I got to buy a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, well.
I can't just buy like 3 or 4
If
pieces.
I like it, then somebody else is going to want to like it. So I want to share it with everybody else. Okay, so.
And our goal for this year is to get a large format printer so we can do these.
I'm just going over the top of my rice paper. And I'm smearing the ink. Am I overworking it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
So
I'm going to wax it when it's dry.
So that's ink jetted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we just learned something new, guys. So
Lesson learned.
This tissue paper is ink jetted. It's not printed with an aqueous durable ink. So here we are. Now we got to let it dry before we can move forward.
Yeah, it's okay though.
But that's important for y'all to know, because if you order this paper, either Mod Podge and iron it on.
Yeah.
Or make sure you don't let it be wet for too long, because the ink will run.
I didn't know that. I just automatically assumed. Wouldn't you?
I would never. I would have never thought. I would have assumed that they were using aqueous durable, but aqueous durable is much more expensive.
I just kind of would have thought that it would have been.
But you got to
like
think, it's mass-produced item, so they're not going to want to spend the extra money to make it water resistant. They're just getting that out there, because these products are made just to stuff in the bags,
right? And
say, hey, this is a fancy bag, or wrap up some cookies in.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, iron-on method would be perfect for this.
Yeah.
But why didn't it do that when you were working on the vases?
I used wax.
Oh, yeah, you clear coated it with wax.
Yeah. Let's let this dry. Let me glaze these before I go through and sand.
Margie said, oh, no. That's what I was thinking when she said that. Oh, no. Yeah. We weren't.
I wasn't prepared for that. The things that you don't expect.
But
it's okay,
we
though.
should have expected it. Because it is a product that's not made for what we're using it for. But how many things are made for what we use them for?
Right.
Our decoupage paper is, though. It did a lot. I had to do a lot of work to get that to where it would work without running. So you got to take everything towards you some. There's your midpoint right there, where that middle candle is.
These I just chalk painted up, right?
Can you be successful doing this procedure with a Cricut press? Yes, that's actually the iron we usually use.
It is
a Cricut mini press.
Yeah, that's usually what I do use.
But you could probably use that weighted press, the big one, and do the same thing. You just don't want to let it sit too long. So if you use your Mod Podge, it will. No, the design won't smear or blur if you're using the iron, because you're letting the
iron-on method is you put on your layer of Mod Podge, you let it dry, then you place your paper down, and then you put the iron on, and you just iron on until it glues. I have done that in a couple of different videos. If you see any videos that have a block sitter, don't touch it.
No, I was just looking at it. I don't see where the ink's running at, boo.
Yeah, I saw it. If you look for any of my videos where I've done block sitters, I usually iron those on. Okay, so this is Dixie Belle's Whitewash Glaze. And what we're going to do
Well, you were brown waxing it anyways, right?
Yeah, I was going to, yeah.
So, yeah.
We're going to paint it on like this. And we're just probably going to work in sections. Let's just work in sections.
Nancy said, like May says, she does it so we don't mess it up.
Yeah, there you go. I just figured it out.
Donna said, I did the block sitter. I was referring to this paper.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it. I'll try it out and see. Then we're just going to wipe off the excess and let the whitewash glaze sit in it.
So, Nancy, I think this is the equivalent to the Waverly Antique Wax.
So, paint it on. It's almost like if you water down white paint. And just let it sit in any of the sections.
And a little container of this goes a long ways too, guys. Especially when you're brushing it on. You know what it reminds me of? Face cream. Like, not face cream. Burn cream. Like Silvadine.
Yeah. Just wipe off. And I'm just wiping off lightly. I don't want to wipe up too much.
Nancy used it. Yeah, she did. She used that antique wax on the cardboard wood flooring in her miniature game room on that video the other night. Which was really cool, by the way. Also, that kitchen was awesome. The miniature kitchen, that thing is so cool.
Yeah.
If you guys hadn't checked it out, you should check out Nancy's page, Little Treasures by Nancy. I posted a link in the comment section here. I'll do it again real quick. She does some really cool stuff.
Just wipe it off.
I started watching Nancy's channel, golly.
There you go.
At the end of November. But I stay silent. I don't get in the comments and stuff. I just like to watch because this is going to sound kind of funny coming from me, but I bought me a amigurumi kit
You bought it at the thrift store.
Yeah, at the thrift store. That's right.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to watch Nancy's video again. And I'm going to use this kit, and I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to teach my kids that I can do this.
So this one I'm just going to also work in small sections.
Yeah, Nancy, you did, the floor was amazing. That turned out really great. Angela said, Nancy, you made it look real too. And she did.
Yeah.
So see how the glaze stays in there as opposed to a wax. So your wax will kind of stay on top where the glaze leaves a film on the top and deep in the crevices.
Right.
Now you can wipe away. You can keep wiping until you get it all off. But Missy's wanting that look.
So it does lighten up your colors, so keep that in mind if you use something like this. But for like this has so much texture to it.
Nancy said, I've been trying to get my husband to learn to crochet. He's made a chain and stopped. A buddy of mine wrecked his motorcycle and he got hurt. He got injured real bad, had to have multiple surgeries on his leg. And while he was at the VA hospital, he learned to crochet. And I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But then the other day, when I was watching all those videos, I was like, making those little pets is so cool. And we have a vendor in a store who makes them too. And I'm like, that's just, it's so cool. I just want to try to make one because I had bought a kit for the kids when they were younger to try to get them to make their own because they wanted to. But they never did. And then when I went looking for their kits, they were like, I don't know where they're at, Daddy. And I was like, oh. Because right after watching Nancy's video, I found a kit because I was like, ooh, I could just try it, you know. Here I am, the woodworker, going to be dealing with some crochet stuff. But still, I think it would be a cool thing to learn. It's called Dixie Belle Whitewash Glaze. This particular glaze is whitewash.
That's the difference when it's glazed and when it's just painted. So which one do you like better? And I just wipe off and I just let it sit. And
the glaze is a finish of its own, so when it's dry,
I don't have to do anything to this.
Nancy says she loves it with the glaze.
Yeah, me too.
Becky says she loves the glaze too.
It's really easy. So just think about it does lighten up your color. It softens up.
Everybody likes the glaze.
Yeah. It'll
Karen said thank you, I'm taking notes.
It will anything that has a lot of texture to it, like these, it just sits in it. Which wax does the same thing. This is just way more workable to me. And
this is a little more forgiving than wax is.
Yeah, because you would have had to wax it. You would wanted to clear wax it first, so you can control the white wax. So this is like a one-step process. This is where I think it's better.
Carol said glazed. Tina said glazed. Karen said glazed.
Yeah.
Margie glazed. Angela glazed. Glazed it is.
Glazed it is.
I like the glaze too, guys.
Yeah,
I'm actually the one who talked her into using the glaze instead of the white wax. It's good. It's always good to use different products so people can see different products in use. Now I want a donut. Yeah, me too. A glazed donut.
Glazed donut, yeah.
What's funny is the gas station right down the road from our house sells Krispy Kreme donuts fresh every morning. I'll take that glazed, please.
Yeah.
I want that chocolate covered cream filled one. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Glaze comes in white.
Glaze comes in a bunch, guys. So I'm fixing to name them all off. Hi-Ho Silver. Pearlescent, which is my absolute favorite. Pearlescent it makes everything look pearlescent. It's really cool. Sapphire. It comes in gold shimmer, black, which the black glaze looks amazing. A lot of everybody's favorite color is what's that favorite one everybody gets? It's the gray one. What's it called?
This needs a second coat, so I'm just gonna push this guy.
No, it's brown. It's called Van Dyke Brown, and they make a gray one too.
I'm not gonna finish that one. He needs a second coat and everything, so I'm just gonna let him be, and it'll be okay. But I do have these three, so I'm okay with that.
Oh, the finial.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
Because I thought that I wanted to do a different thing with it, but.
But you need it to be darker coated.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna push it to the side and let it finish drying and.
Boston cream. That's right. That's a good one.
Do it. So if you want to flip back to these tables, because that'll be drying, and then we'll work on sanding these off, and at least let me get one of them done, so we can let these people go. Yeah.
The tables?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to get at least one done.
So Missy's going to finish one table.
At least get one done.
At least get one done.
That's what I would like to do.
She wants to do all three of them, but it looks like we'll probably just get the one. She's going to heat gun it real quick. Cat, you talking about looking good or G-Moss? Lala's. Oh yeah, I always forget about Lala's. They're right there around the thing. Aren't they right there beside the moon? Lala's Cupcakes is in the boba tea shop, right?
Okay. So
I think so.
this will work. Let me get a piece of sand.
Yeah, G-Moss.
So what I'm gonna do is lightly sand my edges to get the excess off.
Yeah, so Kat and Emily were thinking about going to Lala's Cakes and Events to get some mini assorted cupcakes today.
Oh, okay. I got glue right here. Well, I say I got glue, but
Clear coat.
Clear coat right there, so it's stuck. I do.
And then Tina said G-Moss.
G-Moss. What's this? What's this? Yeah, that'll be better. That's better.
I'll tell you what. What's that cupcake I always get from G-Moss?
Shucks.
The Oreo cookie one?
That's one.
The Oreo cookie cupcake from G-Moss is absolutely amazing, y'all. So if you're ever in Clanton, we got a couple cupcake shops that are awesome. And they're not that far from our store.
Nope. Very convenient.
And then, of course, you got May Made It right down the street from us. You got So Charming's Quilt Shop, which they are booming on YouTube right now, which is amazing. Lala's is on the other side of Dinner Bell. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Tina said yes, to die for the Oreo cookie cupcakes. Key Lime's really good too. And Kathy just mentioned Key Lime at her local shop.
That's my favorite.
That's what Missy loves to get at G-Moss as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say tissue paper is a little bit more delicate to get off versus rice paper. So
Nancy says she's a 9.5 hour drive for her.
Shoo.
By the way the crow flies. I added that part because Jesse's not in the thing talking.
So there's that. That's a lesson learned. It's okay.
Well, there ain't nothing paint can't fix as far as the outside edge.
Oh yeah, I only painted that because
So what do you mean when you say it's not sanding the same?
I glued that one down good right here. That's all right. It's just more delicate around the edges, is what I'm saying.
So you need a rougher grit sandpaper?
Well, yeah, my sanding block.
Because you're using 400 grit?
No, I'm using 120.
Oh.
I wish I was using 220, but
it's outside a bit.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see what this is.
Let me see what's right here. I just saw a piece of sandpaper, I thought.
This is P400 right here. Try this 400 grit.
What's this? 220.
Here's 400 right here.
I don't want 400. That's no different than my sanding.
So if you use G-Moss is closed due to weather today.
Yeah, I bet.
Cat's like making sure she's letting us know.
Yeah.
That's Cat hinting at us. Probably Emily pushing her to. Is it raining in town? Angela said she's 8 hours and 37 minutes to get there from here.
Dang.
For where she's at. Oh, Kat says she's just trying to save Tina some disappointment.
All right. So I got that off.
Karen said it would take me a few days of 9.5-hour days to get there from Washington State. Yeah, I bet it would. Washington State.
So. All right. So I'm just going to clean this off.
And Karen, I tried to answer as many questions as I could in the, or we tried to answer as many questions as we could in that YouTube comment on the channel. If there's any other questions that we don't address or anything during the live stream, guys, you can always email me at admin@rusteatrelics. And if I don't know it, Missy knows it. Usually it's going to be Missy who knows it and answers.
So this is the table that I'm going with. Tell me if it's in a good spot.
Yeah, it's in a good spot.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, two things that I want to do. I want to touch up my black paint right here. Because I don't want to wax it first. Cammy.
Get on, pup. The pup is jumping on me.
Okay, I got distracted. All right, what I'm going to do is touch this up right here. And then look at the paper.
Nancy, I'll be able to get us checked in early. I'm sure it's fine.
And see.
But yeah, if any of you guys have any questions about any of the products or anything, just let me know. Like Karen was concerned about freezing, and I would have been concerned about freezing as well. It's I don't know. I don't recommend letting paint get frozen. I know that latex paints will spoil instantly. After they freeze, they become no good, because I had to toss out a bunch that I had left out in the carport last year of latex paint. But it was used, we were using it to paint the walls at the store. So it's no big deal because I got those out of the bargain bin at Lowe's. So she's using a 1-inch.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
1-inch brush to paint this trim with.
It's just an artist brush.
It's the ones that we use for our decoupage classes.
Yeah, and
stuff. We send them because they're good brushes. We don't have to worry about bristles falling out.
They really are good brushes, and you can get multiple uses out of them.
Yep.
So.
Carol said, "That's lovely, Missy. Those tables will sell the second you put them in the shop."
Thank you, thank you.
Our bunny rabbit thing did the jewelry box. I was really surprised at how fast that sold.
It was a bird, yeah.
Bird, that's right.
That's
bird.
right, bird. I was thinking, what bunny rabbit did I do? I like these brushes for cut-ins, stuff like this. It allows you to get a smooth line. It's not a great brush as far as like full coverage. No. Like it won't load near the paint that a regular chalk paint brush will, but it's okay for small areas like this when you want to just get precise lines.
Well, it looks like you're getting some pretty precise lines to me. Angel said I would have to leave there at 3:30 a.m. to get there by lunchtime, but she forgot to account for Central.
Central time zone. I never think about that.
Judy said, "Thanks for sharing today. I have to go to work now. We'll watch the rest later. Take care and stay warm."
Thank you. Hopefully have a good day.
Thank you, Judy. You stay warm as well, because it's probably colder where you are than what it's going to be here until what? Monday, where it's going to be 15 degrees.
Something like that.
Tam said, hi, friends.
Hi, Tam. Tam, I pulled those pictures. I have them. That's as far as I made it with it, though. You know those bird pictures that I pulled?
Yes.
Those are Tam's.
Okay.
That's as far as I made it. I need Rodney to get the
bird
shipping
pictures?
on those. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have Tam. I'll have to. I have to make a custom sized box for it because they're a little different.
Yeah.
But we'll get them out.
We'll get them.
Holy cow!
It's raining.
Yeah, it's storming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's now storming here, guys. So if we lose power, it is what it is.
Okay, so
Tam said no hurries.
Yeah, I knew. That's what I figured. I knew Tam wouldn't be. Okay, so for the most part, right? They can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my table, right? You can see it really good. Obviously, there is a few spots that need to be touched up in the black to do my second coat, and I'm okay with that.
Tina said she loves them.
Okay, so here's my question. Here's my question to you: is if I brown wax this paper, it's gonna look more like.
She's going to get the
this.
vase.
Right. So if I can either leave it, right, like it is, and that's more of a creamed color, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, it's cream.
It's more
right
of a
now.
creamed color like this. But if I go over it with brown wax, I'm going to get more of an aged look. And any wrinkles that are in it will get highlighted with the brown wax. And it will give it an aged look. But it won't be as aged as this because these I tore off in little pieces and glued on.
I love that piecemeal look.
So that's my question to y'all.
So what do you guys think? Brown glaze it or brown wax it or leave it no wax? Kat said no wax. Jamie said as is. Carol said the brown wax would be so cool.
The brown wax would be really pretty as far as giving it a little bit of age and making this look a little bit older. And then one of the things that I can do with the brown wax is if I brown waxed this and gave it an aged look and then lightly distressed, the legs or whatever, so it looks a little bit older, then I could go over the black with the brown wax too. And so that way it would tie it in together. But it's not going to be something that's crazy noticeable. It's just going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Subtle?
Yeah, subtle.
It's just going to make it soft. That's what the brown wax is going to do. It's going to make everything soft.
Are these going to be sold as a set?
Well, I have to sell them as a set. Yeah, they're nesting tables.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the right thing to do is to sell them all three. So I would do all three of them the same.
That's what Tam was asking. That
Yeah.
was a good question. So far, it looks like the vote is no wax. Little Treasures by Nancy said, depends on the look you want. Do you want the aged look or the crisp look? So
I lean more towards the age look because the more, and I don't know how clear it is on how clear y'all can see. This has a more of a yellowish tint.
So the question is how bad was the ink run on the first one? Because if the ink run is bad enough on the first one, then you'll need to brown wax it to make that ink run blend away.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, you saw right here where I first swiped. It's smeared a little bit.
Tam's asking if the vases are being sold with the table.
Oh, no.
Because you would want to match the patinas.
Right,
in between
you
the
would.
two.
I wasn't going to sell the vases. I wasn't going to. They're just different. I just did the vases first to play with the paper.
What Missy does is she builds these scenes. But you've been in a store. She builds these scenes out of everything she puts in the store. So that way, if let's say you're in there looking for candlesticks, but you don't know how to display your candlesticks, Missy will have that vignette.
Mm-hmm. That's how I like to do my.
Is that how you say the word vignette?
Vignettes.
Vignettes. I don't.
That's how I like to do it. That's how I like to do my booths at the store. That's how I like to display stuff. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna brown wax it to soften up this.
Asking if the chair and vases are being sold as a set.
The vases, I was just going to sell them separately.
Okay.
Like individual, because one's a little bit darker than the other, and I like how both turned out.
Kat makes a good point. Would the brown wax go with the black paint, or would it work against the black paint?
Oh, brown will go with black. It'll, because it's not going to stand out.
Vignette.
There you go.
Thank you, Kathy. Margie said, just do you.
Yeah, I'm going to brown wax it because I can't, I'm not very happy with the, it's not that I'm not very happy. This color, this is not me. And I'm wanting it to look older.
Well, you would have needed to go with a darker base coat than white then.
Yeah, but I didn't want to drown out. That's what I was saying. That's why I went with this to do the brown wax.
Okay, so she's brown waxing it, y'all.
What I'm going to do is I want to hit those sides just a little.
So the vote didn't matter.
It did matter. Hold on.
Because everybody said no wax. And you said, I'm waxing it.
I'm waxing it.
Now she's going to dry it with the heat gun. Cammy's probably going to bark.
No. I'm just trying to dry this.
The edge. Yeah, I think that edge is going to need another paint. Another coat of paint too.
I'm just waxing the paper.
Tam said that everybody knew all along that you was going to do that. Margie said it'll be beautiful, I'm sure. Angela said, I'm not going to get them anyway, so you can wax them.
I just want to go over it lightly. Not how I did
Oh, you're brushing the wax on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see what she's doing, guys.
Nothing crazy.
Tina said it's so dark at her house that she's having to turn on some light because it's storming outside. How's the weather at the store, Kat? Or are y'all not? Will you be sealing the top with anything?
Well, the wax.
Well, technically, you can go over the wax with a clear coat when you're done.
I can after the wax is nice.
We gotta let it cure.
Yeah.
Kat said it just now got dark, raining on and off.
So can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah. So she's just darkening up slightly.
I'm just slightly. I'm not covering it in.
And you can see it on the camera.
Yeah.
It's not much. She's just changing the overall patina of the piece.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to give it a little bit of the age look. That's why I said it's not gonna.
Christine said, "No wax."
No wax. If I find another table,
yeah, that's what she's doing, Nancy. She's just knocking back that cream color just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And it kind of works out too with the run that we got in the ink. Which the run wasn't even noticeable for me when I looked at it, but Missy can see it a lot better than I can. I guess because the edges get softened up around the ink on the front. Oh, Tam, these are little nesting. This is a little nesting
table set.
Carol said the wax is giving a lot more depth.
It does. So I think it makes it warmer.
It's knocking it back. You're also grabbing in some spots, though.
I mean, it's going to. It's.
Yeah. So, guys, you see how the wax grabs in a couple spots on there? If you want to avoid wax grabbing like that, you'll need to use a clear wax first.
Yeah, that's the... But I'm not bothered by it.
Yeah, but I was just saying, if somebody doesn't like the overall look, if they're doing a personal project.
Right.
And again, we found out that the ink on these papers are not aqueous durable, so you'll want to let your clear coat dry unless you're Mod Podging with the iron-on method. And the iron-on method requires you to let the Mod Podge dry, then put your piece on it, then soften your Mod Podge.
I'm gonna do a iron-on method with this paper, even if I do it on a block sitter.
Will Dixie Belle paint work on a metal like a desk? Yes, it will. Is the desk painted? That's the only question. Is it stainless steel? If so, it has to be treated with a like slick stick, or if it's a bare metal, it needs to be treated with a self-etching primer. But yeah, you can paint it. It just depends. If it's a painted office desk like the one I have at the store, I would need to slick stick it because it's the metal has a acrylic sealer over the top of it. And mine's an old desk from like the 60s or 70s. Now, I have an old 1940s table that was a typist table from the Army, and it's got an enamel paint on it, so you would just need to scuff the enamel paint back. And just lightly scuff it, and then you can get your chalk paint to adhere to that. You just need something for the chalk paint to grab onto. That's why we always say, if you lightly scuff a piece, it'll never fail.
I'm just trying to show them a comparison. I'm gonna move it.
That's fine. I moved the camera so they can see it before you set them side by side. Becky said this is really nice.
Oh.
Now that I know it was a table, why did we even have a vote? Because Missy's gonna wax it every time. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm not gonna do any more votes because you're right. It's gonna be the exact opposite of what we all think.
Guys, your opinion matters. It doesn't matter if I go with it or not. I just need to know what you think, so I can be a teenager and go against the.
Yeah, that's what it is. She's like her kids do.
Like her kids. I'm like, oh,
Jamie says she's got to go. She loves everything. Have a great day, Jamie. You too.
Thanks
you.
Have
for
a great day. Thank you. Anyways, okay, you get the point because I'll finish these up.
Kat said, votes make me feel included in the process.
You are included. You are.
Yeah, you're part of the process.
You're part of it. I went against what you said.
Karen said the brown wax makes a huge difference. I was a no wax vote, but now I really like the wax much better. Yeah, and I put them side by side. And
I did.
Move the camera.
Oh yeah, you got them. Okay, obviously this one still needs to be sanded around the edge. and painted, you know, I'll get it done. And then, of course, this one, same thing. But I am a go with the waxing.
Yeah, now that I look at them all three together.
Yeah, because even if this was painted black, you know, and I just wanted to tone down the cream, the yellow, the you know.
Jamie, have a good day and be safe out. I know today's a weather aware day for most of the country.
Right. Yeah.
Margie says she's got to run now too. It's been fun. Thanks for sticking with us, Margie. Yeah. Sorry this one was a lot longer than we anticipated. And like I said, stay weather aware.
Yep. Y'all be careful.
Bye, Margie.
We appreciate y'all watching with us.
Tamitha said these are going to be fabulous.
Yeah.
That's how I envision her saying it anyways. Fabulous. Right.
So
let me lower this camera down some. So I get
roughly, not everything's finished, you guys, but I really like how these candlesticks turned out. I love these. Now I gotta go find some more.
That's what makes glazes. To me, glazes are just the way to go.
Yeah, these are going to be really pretty. This, I think, is good. It just needs a few more touches of the black around the edges. And then seal up my chalk paint. Same thing for these. Sand it off, black the edges up, and then brown wax them.
You know what was affecting our dry time? Here's what affected our dry time today, and we didn't even think about it.
The humidity.
The humidity is so high because it's raining that it really affected our dry time. That's why the live went
so long,
so much longer. I mean, we went an hour longer than usual. Karen said, "Great project. Y'all stay safe, be safe. Looks amazing. Looks good. Appreciate all the info," Donna said.
Yeah.
Tina said it looks amazing. There's Cambone, our corgi. That's the one you hear barking because the other dogs stay silent. Kat said the star of the video.
Star of the video. She showed up. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, don't, how long until they're finished thinking about buying them, Tina said. I mean, you'll probably finish. I work today.
Tomorrow, so it'll be next week.
It'll be next week before they're in the store.
Before I can get them in there.
But yeah, you can email us at rustyrelicks.com. You can message us on Facebook.
And the products that you've seen us use today are on rustyrelicks.com.
Yeah, most of the products.
If they're not loaded, they'll be loaded soon. So.
Right. If there's something that's not on our website, you can always send me an email or a message, and I can get it because I carry everything in the store for sure. In store.
Yep. All right, I'm tired.
Angela says she enjoyed watching us today. Stay safe. Sharon said looks great. Have a great weekend, Becky said.
Yep, y'all too.
Cute pup.
Yeah.
And then Tina says she's going to email us. All right, guys, y'all stay safe, stay weather aware, okay? Because we got some big storms coming in with the weather changes. That's a heart thing that Missy does from Korean dramas that she watches.
Yeah.
K-dramas.
Yeah.
Kat said, I'll see y'all in a little bit.
See you, Kat.
Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. God bless you.
Thank you.